be talking about all the predatorial, experiences that I've had as a like 13-year-old to like even now as someone who's 23, but to some people I look younger. So I created my first Facebook when I was 13 years old, and I wasn't going to have it public, but when you set it up, it's just automatically public. Literally within like a minute, like less than a minute, 40-year-old, 30-year-old guys were following me. So that's problem number one, okay? And then I had a friend that was a pick me, and she was very deeply insecure, and she really valued like male validation so much. Her dad was a fucking asshole. And when I say bitch, her dad was literally the definition of fucking Satan himself. And so I was hanging out with her, and she would always be talking to these fucking guys, and I basically had to be her mother. Like, I'm the mom friend, and I would be like, bitch, like this motherfucker is like older than you, and he's like grooming you. Like, do you want to become a statistic? Do you want to be a statistic? So there's this guy, we were both in middle school, and we both clearly look like middle schoolers. I don't care what anyone says, like, people look their age. Done deal. Done deal. Men and women, they all look their age, bro. Most of them. There's like very few. When I say very few, I mean like very few guys that are like teenagers that look like they could be like 25 by the way that they carry themselves, and also like their facial structure, but that's like very, very, very rare. Like, everyone looks their age. So I don't want to hear anyone saying, oh, I can't tell. Yes, you can. So we both were clearly middle schoolers, sixth graders, you guys, sixth graders. And he was trying to like make my friend feel all special. He was like, oh my God, you look so much older for your age. Like, no, she doesn't. Neither one of us do. We all look like kids, bro. Um, and there'd be like there's like two instances where I think there's more than two instances where she'd be getting groomed by these older guys on like Snapchat and Kick, and like sending them like pictures and shit. It's just disgusting. And then there was a time where I caught her talking to these guys, and she was saying how, oh, he's gonna fly me to Canada. No, the fuck he's not. I told her dad. She got mad at me, and she was like, oh my God, like, aren't you happy? Like, I hope you're happy. Like, bitch, I am happy. I am ecstatic because you're safe, and you're not a statistic, and you're not missing, and you're like my only good friend. Like, what the fuck? So my own personal experiences with this is I was first, it was on Twitter. There'd be like a whole, I'm sorry, like if anyone ever is watching this at any point in time, like I was, like I said, 13, 14 years old. There was all these like role play accounts of Justin Bieber, and I'm almost positive they were using those accounts to groom young girls. And I feel like the problem is like a lot of young girls, like I thought they were actually him for some reason. I don't know if I just wanted to believe it, but I didn't I didn't understand anything. Like, I was a little jaded. So I just thought that like I don't fucking know, but um they would be using those accounts. Again, these are all like 20 something year old men to like groom girls and make them feel special and try to get them to send pictures of them. Like, it's just so disgusting. And so that's not what happened in this, but I just wanted to mention that too. But um I'm pretty sure too what the thing a lot of these predators do is like they pretend to be kids. They're not kids. They're fully blown adults. So I don't think it was, I don't know. I mean, it could have been someone in the same age demographic, but really that just goes to show you that kids are pedophiles too, because they're sociopaths and they can be predatory too, even if they are a kid themselves. So, yeah, I thought we were just having a normal conversation, and then all of a sudden, like, he was blowing my fucking Twitter up. He was like, "Oh my God, why aren't you answering me?" Blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, I was like scared. Like, I wasn't like super scared, but I was like, why is this motherfucker like trying to attach himself to me and like blowing? Like, I just got a weird feeling the whole time. And, um, it got to a point where like they were like, "Do you want to see my private parts?" And they sent me pictures without me even saying anything, and still like it's gross, and that happened. But where we get to the adult part being predatory is I was 15 years old at the time. So I had literally just turned 15. I was a freshman. This random fucking guy, and this is at this point in my Facebook. Facebook isn't really a place where like people go viral or get like a lot of friends. It's typically like people know, I guess, how old you are with your friends, and they know what high school you go to. Like, they know these things, bitch. And these fucking human traffickers and child exploiters, like, they be in plain sight. Like, they be loitering around high schools and shit all the time and finding out, like, I'm pretty sure like all they would probably have to do is type in high school, like a high school, and then just follow a bunch of girls on that page. I'm telling you, like, this is all they do. And so this motherfucker literally randomly messaged me, and me just being a nonchalant teenager at this point was like, I genuinely thought, oh, maybe he just wants to have a normal conversation with me. 22-year-old man contacting a 15-year-old girl. Like, there's nothing good. There's nothing good coming out of that situation. That's not normal. But bitch, I was just so like out of it. I thought, oh, maybe it's just someone to talk to. And so this was literally happening, literally, but like school morning. So I was talking to him, and honestly, he was like trying to groom me, but I'm not fucking stupid. Like, I really don't have time for anyone's bullshit. I don't care how old, how young they are, bitch. If you're coming at me with that bullshit, I don't want to talk to you. So, I thought we were having a normal conversation. And then I went to school literally the same night. It was like around 10 o'clock p.m. This guy messaged me again. Like, I thought, I don't know why, but like, I'm a logic person, thinking whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe he'll never message me again after this morning. He messaged me again at 10 o'clock at night, and he was like, "Oh, do you want to come over?" And I was like, what? Like, you're 22 years old. And I didn't say that, but I was thinking that in my mind, like, what the fuck? Like, it is 10 o'clock at night. You're 22 years old and you're like contacting me about coming over. Like, absolutely not. So that was a red flag. And, I feel like most people would be like, oh, I just want to stop responding. But he just kept pushing it. He was like, oh, just come over. I'll pick you up. Where do you live? Bro, this motherfucker, this is what I say. He was trying to traffic me. And then he was like, oh, I have weed. Like, bro, what the fuck? And so I was like, no, I don't want to. And then he was like, oh, you're lame anyway. And this is the thing why I say, like, a lot of these motherfuckers that are on TikTok watching all these girls that are so obviously like 17 and under, and they all look like teenagers, even if they're not, even if they're 20. Like, it takes a while for your facial features to really mature. So like, these motherfuckers be watching child porn and teen porn all the time. Like, I already know that. So they just want to have a reason to like rationalize that. So every time women like me bring up this problem of the teens on TikTok that are being exploited or posting borderline child pornography that shouldn't be like suggestive ass content and shit, they want to fucking gaslight and be like, oh, you're just being dramatic, you're just hating. Like, bitch, you need to be under our registry. And you really shouldn't be the one talking. So he was like, oh, you're just lame anyway. And I'm just like, bro, you are a grown ass man trying to traffic a young girl to take advantage of her. I promise you, I'm not the one who's lame in this situation. And he was following, and this is a thing where I bring in race and like pedophilia, because men of color typically tend to favor white, like underage girls, and white men tend to favor young underage girls of color. That is a theme. But if you notice, like a lot of these men of color, like they just be around a whole bunch of white women, underage white girls, I'm sorry. Um or even ones that look, they, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. It's always them. And he was following a whole bunch of girls my age, some of them might have been even younger, that were all white, and this was a black man. And I'm just like, great. So I'm pretty sure I blocked him, and I should have reported him. But like I said, I'm the type of person where like in the past something happens, I'm just like, bro, I'm already going through stuff. I just want to fucking forget about it. Like I learned a lesson. I'm moving on. Like from this bullshit, I'm done. So that was number 1. And then I had another situation where I was performing at a like talent show, whatever. And like these people were running like a youth program. And again, these are 3 guys, and they were all 22, 23 years old. They were plotting on me. I already know that. I'm not stupid. That's the thing, is like, just because you're young does not mean you have to be stupid. And I've always been more mature than everyone, literally, like on a spiritual level. It's like intuitively knowing stuff, but also just basically having common sense, because a lot of people just refuse to use their common sense. So it's the fact that they came up to me and like their energy was like already pushy. It wasn't a, oh, you did good, like you did a good job. It was very pushy. It was like, ooh, we're gonna get her. Like, no the fuck you're not, bitch. Fucking sicko. So they came up to me and was like, oh, do you want to like do music with us? Like, you did really good, blah blah blah. And just trying to sell me a dream, like, oh, we could get you known, like just selling me a whole bunch of bullshit. And I was like, bitch, I'm not doing anything to be famous. I'm just doing this to perform, put myself out there, do my little thing, go home. I'm not like, so like automatically you're a red flag. And so they went away and they were like, oh, we'll let you think about it. And automatically, like that whole situation was like, bitch, you're, like I said, they're trying to traffic me. They're trying to take advantage of me. They're trying to pimp me out, because it's like you're almost like acting as if I don't have an option when I do have an option. So they went and they were just staring at me the whole fucking time. Like, no grown ass adult should be staring at a young person like that, or even walking up to them and having a conversation with them, period. Unless someone is like dying and we're talking about responsible adults that are like, oh my God, like, are you okay? Like, I noticed something's wrong, and like actually being responsible. But obviously, these are not responsible adults, these are predators. So literally the next fucking day, I come from school, and I went to like a school, like a downtown school. This is why I stopped going to that fucking school, because I did not feel safe at all. But I walk to this youth center. Don't know why there's not a bigger age limit too, because like the youth center was like for people that are like, what, 14 to like 20 something years old. Already a red flag. Already a red flag. Already a red flag. Already a red flag. So they come to me and they're like, did you think about it? Do you have an answer? And I was like, no. Because obviously, like, bitch, you're plotting on me. Bitch, no, like, I'm not stupid. And then they're like, why? Why are you even asking why? It's like all the time, like, these motherfuckers just, they just make themselves look bad. It's almost, it's actually embarrassing. It's like really, it's really laughable because it's like, what do you mean why? Like, why are you talking to me anyway? Like, you're 20 fucking 3 years old and you're trying to groom a minor. Like, why ask why, bitch? And so here we are again to young people, right? Like, I don't know if it cut off, but what I was saying is like these motherfuckers were being pushy, and the more I said no, they eventually walked away because I am. You have to ask your angels to protect you always, but you have to use your common sense. Like, people are gonna show themselves all the time. Like, don't fall for bullshit. Um, but yeah, using your common sense will honestly save you from a lot of like fucked up people. Um, and so, yeah, after that situation, I ended up switching schools because I was like, oh, hell no, I am not about to deal with this ever the fuck again. Because these motherfuckers, it's like they could know where I go to school. And like I said, they're probably trying to traffic me. So it's just like, no, I'm not dealing with that. So, that's another situation. And then when I switched schools, there was like two pedophile teachers, and I was in an IEP class, and this guy, I swear to God, like, girl, if you're a psychic watching this, if you're actually an adult, like, you just have a basic intuition, like, when something is off. And so I just got the most like awful energy from this guy, and I did not want to be near him. And it was someone's birthday, and they brought like cookies to class, and he had saved me one. Me, out of all people, already. We're, like I said, grooming people, trying to single people out, trying to make people feel special when that's not even allowed. Because I've been in classrooms before that, if there's not enough for everyone, there's no extra. So, yeah, so that was problem number one. And then problem number two is I was sitting next to this girl, and she was older, so she actually like felt some like protection over me, and he was staring at me. Like, I could literally feel him staring at me from across the room. And then I got pulled aside, and I got told that I'm the problem when I wasn't doing anything, wasn't wearing anything bad. Like, girl. And then we're just gonna skip to a few things. So this is the part where I talk about women being predatory. So there was this girl who was friends with my sister, and both my siblings are, I don't even claim them as my siblings, to be honest, but they're both 30 and I'm in my early 20s. And so by the time that they were in their mid 20s, I was 13. So yeah, this girl was like staying at my house because she was an on and off addict. And before, she never talked to me really, because why would she? She's an adult, right? Tell me why, like, a year later, when I'm on my Facebook, I'm 17 years old at this point. Not only am I vulnerable because I'm 17, but like, I was just going through it. Like, I was having like the biggest tower moment. Like, I was so depressed. So depressed. I was so suicidal. Um, I really had no friends. I was not in good terms with my mom. I still am not. So I was like in a really, really vulnerable position. Tell me why this girl, who is now like 28 years old,